Hey everyone, Rob here, and I got some updates on the situation going on in Grindavik, as well as near the Blue Lagoon, of course. Now, those of you that watched my live stream the other day, and I'm just going to go through some of these videos as we go, I tried to gain access to the Blue Lagoon by driving the alternate route that was presented from the other day as sort of the safe route. I mean, the original route to the Blue Lagoon is now under lava. They're looking at getting a road, sort of clearing a road in that area over the next, I don't know, a couple days. I think they're hoping to get it done. But you can see images here of the Blue Lagoon. It looks exactly like this. It's really great. It's definitely worth a visit. But in my opinion, perhaps now is not the time to go. Now, I was stopped at the checkpoint alongside on my way to the Blue Lagoon, where the person there told me that I was not able to go without a prior booking because there is an active volcano, implying that it's just too dangerous to drive there. Now, if it's too dangerous to drive to the Blue Lagoon, I would argue it's too dangerous to go into the Blue Lagoon, because booking or not, the danger level remains the same. And so it's kind of strange that they would not allow someone who is very quickly able to get in their car and leave to not access the Blue Lagoon. Now, I know a lot of you may disagree with that, but if you look at the images here of the Blue Lagoon, you can see that it would take quite some time to exit the pool and exit the lagoon and make your way to safety. Now, the last eruption, if you remember, was a 30-minute warning. And looking at the size of this, how long do you think it would take for these people to get out of the pool, get dressed, get into a car, and so forth? I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit more than 30 minutes. But those are the rules as it is right now, and they may be changing. We're looking here as an image from Wikipedia of Grindavik, and the Blue Lagoon is pretty close to that. This is the town that is now closed, and the decision from the Office of the Director of the National Police, that decision to evacuate Grindavik due to risk assessment, all of this expires at midnight tonight. Oliver Ludvigsson, police chief in Södernes region, is therefore given the power to terminate or grant access to the town this very week or make changes to the arrangement. Now, it's not been possible to reach Ulva this evening, and all the news agencies have been trying. But Hjördís Guðmundsdóttir, who's communications director of basically the sort of rescue and protection area, confirms that the arrangement in Grindavik is going to be basically the same as it has been tomorrow as it is today. Now, in the public safety announcement issued yesterday evening, it stated that the work is being done to assess the risks in the town, surveying streets and the areas around Grindavik in order to, see where all these fissures are and the fissure openings. Ground inspection is being carried out throughout Grindavik, including mapping, ground surveying, measurements, optical inspections, etc. Now, yesterday, February 18th, part of the soil had been surveyed with the geoscope, and some of the data is being analyzed. If you remember correctly, or if you've been following the news, there was a worker who was filling in some of these cracks a little while ago, fell in, and was never found. So it's definitely worth mapping out where all of these issues are. Let's take a look at some of these videos. This is from James St. John on Flickr, which we're able to generously take a look at this. So, from the risk assessment of the meteorological agency from February 15th, the danger in Grindavik is considered to be, mostly from the cracks and crack movements and things like that. On February 18th, a risk assessment was conducted due to the sudden opening of cracks in Grindavik, both those that are known and those that might be hidden. There's a lower risk of sort of larger earthquakes if we're looking sort of moving forward in the near future. Now, of course, the announcement also reviews the implementation of the land survey, which is divided into the following phases. So there's phase 1, which is ensuring safe access to emergency responders. The phase 2, which is the opening of Grindavik with a focus on starting the business operations in the town. This is a huge topic that's been going on for a while. The town has basically been closed since November. And then phase 3, opening of Grindavik with a focus on future living in the area, which a lot of residents want, and there's a lot of residents who just kind of want to say goodbye to the town as well. Now, in phases 1 and 2, emphasis is placed on the ground survey of streets and roads so that people and businesses can travel around in the town. And then phase 3 is emphasis on the ground survey and the overall inspection of the area, which is based on all the research from phases 1 and 2. But we can see here, I mean, you're looking at an eruption that occurred at the outside of the town. It went into the town. They're expecting phase 1 and 2 to be completed by mid-March, so we're looking at just a couple of weeks, and phase 3 is not going to start until the spring when all the snow melts. But we are looking at possibly another eruption at the beginning of March, if not sooner, sometime around then. That's when volcanologists and everyone, all this sort of scientists that are in the news, they're estimating beginning of March is when all of this is going to happen. The situation, the land rise in Svartsengi, which is continuing, and we're seeing a similar pattern as we saw on the last 3 eruptions over the last 3 months. All of this is being taken into consideration from the meteorological agency. And of course, everyone wants Grindavik to be where it was. They are saying, the meteorological agency, it's not possible to say exactly what all the land rise means, but it's believed by the end of next month, the volume of magma will reach a similar volume as on December 18th, January 14th, and February 8th. And those were the dates that the eruptions began. And a magma flow could end in an eruption, is therefore imminent. And if we look at the dates too, the 18th of December, 14th of January, and 8th of February, it seems to me that the time between eruptions is getting shorter, and the sort of notice period or the warning period of each eruption is also getting shorter. So it's a very serious situation that's going on there. There are serious flaws still present in Grindavik's infrastructure regarding the roads, streets, open areas, hot water, electricity, sewage, telecommunication. All of these infrastructure elements have been damaged over the months of earthquake and even lava entering the town. So access to the area, they say, is going to depend on the nature of the case, as mentioned. And they're going to go through all of the risk. The end of the announcement, it did say they're going to continue to work on a purposeful and regular assessment of the state of the soil and other issues in the town. On the basis of that, the decisions will be made on countermeasures against the risks that exist, even though that may include restrictions or conditions on movement or preparedness. Say it's also important that residents and companies operating in the town maintain a solid organization of security and response. In addition, statutory obligations must be fulfilled in terms of occupational safety, fire prevention, etc. So all of this is coming from the police and meteorological agency. Everything is pointing to this direction, that we're going to have to open up Grindavik at some point or another, or they're just going to have to step up and just say it's closed. What we're looking at here, just to round out this video, is the seismic activity in the Reykjanes Peninsula over the last 48 hours. We can see once again, as we've seen in the past couple of eruptions, the activity has dropped considerably. Most of the seismic activity is 1 or less. And we're basically going to see this for the next couple of weeks until the next eruption occurs. So, huge amount of information. Grindavik looks like it might be opening up over the next little bit in some form or another. But I think that people of the town of Grindavik, people in the Reykjanes Peninsula, they're a little bit tired of this back and forth that's been occurring time and time again since November. So hopefully there's something a little bit more long-term in the plan. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update. A lot of information coming at you. And if you've gone to the Blue Lagoon recently, let me know in the comments how it was.